Jeez, there it is. All right. Throat is clear. Sorry, I had tacos. Well, actually, I had Chipotle earlier. So it's gonna be a lot of that gassiness coming up. A lot of beans. Anyways, today's video we're gonna be watching one of my favorite channels, which is Flex Talks. And in today's video, it's called Blexit, the black exit from the Democratic Party. So a lot of people are starting to wake up and realize, like, hey, look, Democratic Party has a long history of racism in America. I mean, they started the KKK, a lot of like the Jim Crow laws during the during Reconstruction era, even like after civil rights. They were ones that pushed for the Planned Parenthood, which is basically abortion in black neighborhoods. They really want to keep our numbers low. If you look at population-wise, we've been at 13% of America's population for like the past 3 decades. So, I mean, it's not a coincidence that right around the same time that they implement Planned Parenthood, the black population kind of like just reached a plateau, which we call in growth. So instead of going up, up, up in growth, it just went bloop and started going stagnant. So let's take a look at some of this this Blexit movement. And if at any point you like any of the content in the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And without further ado, let's get into the content. All right. So here we are. This is the Flex Talks video I was talking about. And right away, it looks like it's already a heated argument, a heated debate. So let's get into it.
All you're doing is throwing insults. All you're doing is throwing insults. You're not talking any factual evidence here. You're talking insults. You're talking nonsense right now, man. You're propping up the party that put us in chains. You're propping up the party that put us in chains, man. You don't even know your own history, man. I mean, you're older than me. That's a shame. That's a shame. Listen, man, I fought for my country. I know my history, man. I know my history. You don't know your history. You don't know your history. You see the type of stuff, man?
All the time. Hey guys, it's Flex. This week we're in Washington, D.C. for the Blexit event. Candace Owens just gave a great speech outside the White House. President Trump addressed the group, and now we're headed over to the Black Lives Matter Plaza to see what's going on. Flex Talks. Hello. Can I ask you some questions?
Of course.
I'm Austin.
Hey, Austin. I'm Patricia.
Nice to meet you, Patricia.
Nice to meet you.
It's Kenny. So what brings you out here today?
I organized Black Chicago for Trump.
Blexit is basically the black community coming together behind Trump, and they're more about peace and love and about facts, to be honest.
And that's all it's about, man.
Twice, voted for Bernie, and then I finally had my eyes open, and I started doing some actual research on Trump, and there's a lot of fake news. At first, I thought I used to hate Trump. Now I totally love that guy.
I want black people to really sit down and look at their current conditions and think about who put them in those conditions.
Exactly.
Donald Trump did not create the mess that we're currently living in. I would say, during the Obama administration, we lost 70% of our collective wealth that took us from 1863, the beginning of emancipation, to 2016 to build. We lost 70% of that while Barack Obama was in office. And if we want to retain that last 30%, we have to make sure that Barack Obama's vice president does not get in office to take the rest of it from us.
It was actually under Obama's presidency when he, ran under hope and change, and he made himself seem like he was this likable guy, and he really wasn't. And then he started talking crap about America. I'm an immigrant. I came here when I was 5 years old. I love living here. I love the opportunities we have here. So I love America.
Joe Biden's been in politics for 47 years. 47 years. He hasn't done nothing for black people, nothing positive for black people.
Thank you.
He wrote the 94 crime bill that mass incarcerated black men, black people. You get what I'm saying? So if you're black out there and you're trying to think, he actually told you, if you don't know who you're trying to vote for, you're not black. If you're trying to think for yourself and figure it out, like, should I vote for him or should I vote for Trump? He said you're not black because you're trying to think. He said black people tend to think alike. You get what I'm saying? They call Trump a racist every time, but Joe Biden is actual racist.
Thank you.
You get what I'm saying?
When it comes to the assumption that all black people should be Democrats, why does that exist?
If I can be completely honest, for myself, I was raised that way. I was raised that, you vote Democrat because you're black. But most of us don't really look into policies, and we don't look into who's passing the policies that are helping our community. We just believe in the the things that people tell us instead of actually going under the hood. We stay on the surface too much.
They continue to vote for policies and people who keep pocketing the money that we are paying in taxes to be helping our communities, and instead they're funneling it into other stuff. Then they're saying, oh, why doesn't anything get done? Well, because you keep voting for the same people and then you don't hold them accountable.
If you're thinking out there like, look, and you're being skeptical about who to vote for this year, go do some research, all right? Go do your research. Do not go based off what you see on CNN. Do not go based off what Cardi B tells you. Do not go based off what The Rock tells you. Go do your own research and see what Trump has done in 4 years and see what Biden has done in 47 years and weigh it out.
Yep.
That's it.
What made you realize that you've been lied to and the Democrats weren't what you thought they were?
Honestly, when I became a Christian, I started reading the Bible. And I started reading the Bible and focusing more on Jesus Christ. And I noticed that the conservative values lined up with my beliefs. And so it just everything trickled down from there. And I'm like, the Democrats were lying to us about everything. And so once I started figuring out one thing they lied about, I started figuring out another thing they lied about, and it just keeps going.
It's hard to go out of the rabbit hole once you go down it.
You can't.
And I voted for Obama reluctantly, very begrudgingly. And then I quickly regretted that. And I said, you know what? I won't make that mistake ever again. I'm never voting Democrat again. I will vote Republican or Libertarian the rest of my life at this point, because the Democrats are not doing it.
Because I'm from Chicago, the only type of leadership I know is liberal democratic leadership, and that leadership has greatly failed my people. Our neighborhoods are filled with vacant lots, drug addicts, drug dealers, and guns. And I just feel like we deserve more. This is the United States of America. This isn't an indictment against them, but it's time for us to try something new because the policies that we've been following have failed.
What are some of the lies the mainstream media has been telling to kind of keep people divided?
Oh, the main thing is that Trump is a racist. He's a white supremacist. He hates black people. He hates women. He hates gays. He hates foreigners. He hates puppies.
He hates puppies.
He hates everything. And it's all lies. It's actually interesting because the opposite. Like, literally everything they accuse Trump of, Biden is guilty himself of.
The left knows exactly how to bait black people because they use things like racism. Can I give you an example? The other day, Michelle Obama went on TV. She gave a whole speech, talked about how Trump was this and Trump was that. And at the very end of what she said, she made sure to say, and yes, it is racist. You know why? Because the minute you call anything racist or you add race into it, black people get emotional and they come out. Kamala did the same thing because they know how to bait black people in. The problem is black people are stuck looking at CNN and the rest of that stuff. And here's my thing, and I've told black people this before, who are Democrat. I don't try to convince Democrats to be Republican. What I try to convince them to do is know your history and read a little bit. Do your research. If you still want to vote Democrat, do what you do, but be an educated and an informed voter. Most Democrats can't tell you why they're Democrats. They just hate Donald Trump. They can't even tell you what Biden did in 47 years, but they're going to vote for him. They can't tell you what Kamala did while she was in California, locking black people up left and right, but they're going to vote for her. When will the slaves get off the plantation? You know what happens when slaves get off their plantation? The house tell on them.
They were spreading this narrative like Donald Trump is racist. So I was like, you know what? When did Donald Trump
Shit, bro. He hit the nail right on the head, bro. Because I promise you, as soon as you start waking up and telling people what's really real, who's really behind all this shit, here come all, like you said, here come all the house niggas out the woodwork, wanting to call you a coon, wanting to label you as this because you trying to change the status quo. You're not a coon, bro. If you're trying to go against the status quo, if you're trying to, wake up and actually learn your history and learn who's behind all this shit, don't even be phased when they call you a coon or when they call you Uncle Tom, sellout, all that. It comes with the territory. When you learn your history, there's always going to be people in the way to try and, manipulate you or tell you that what you learning is wrong or blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, if you know your history and you know what's really right, can't nobody tell you what's wrong. Or you feel me? So like at the end of the day, just do you, learn your facts, get educated. And then come at people, So let's get back into it.
Tell on them.
They were spreading this narrative like Donald Trump is racist. So I was like, you know what? When did Donald Trump become racist? You get what I'm saying? Donald Trump has always been someone that everybody loved. Everybody wanted to hang out with. Everybody, even black people, all these black celebrities love Donald Trump. You get what I'm saying? So I did some research and I'm like, yo, There's nothing wrong with this guy. You get what I'm saying? There's nothing. And I also did my research into Hillary. I was like, yeah, I'm not voting for her.
What are you talking? So why you calling us cool? You know what you're
What I'm saying is that Orange Cheeto in the office don't even like y'all.
So that makes us a cool.
So y'all
Oh, yeah, that makes us a cool.
great.
Absolute madness. You have no idea what you stand for. You have no idea what you stand for, man. You're supporting the party that wanted segregation, the ones that wanted slavery, the ones that created the KKK, the ones that bust us, the one that did a redlining, the one that rounded up all the Native Americans and marched them off in the Trail of Tears. You have no idea what you stand for. A bunch of people that are Republicans, we're coons though, right? You have no idea what you're talking about. You should be ashamed of yourself. So all these black people should be ashamed of themselves? You're the only one with that logic.
We're not gonna fix that.
You're the only one with that logic. Thank you very much. I need some water.
Not us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're
calling
on the plantation, not us. We free. They not free.
You feel me?
The day is that black people have their own minds. Blacks have their own minds. Minorities have their own minds. We can think for ourselves.
Thank you.
Back to blue, because all of us do not support the Black Lives Matter agenda, because it's an agenda. It's not about black lives, because they don't address fatherlessness in the black neighborhoods.
Nope.
That's the main problem that we have. Fatherlessness, everything trickles down from there.
Yeah.
So if we address that, we can address a lot of issues, but Black Lives Matter only addresses an issue when a black man is killed. They say they started about black men, but none of their policies or the things they believe in is anything about black men. It's about taking the black man out of the family. And all of us don't agree with that.
As far as BLM, you know, they say there's not rioting, they say they're not burning down places, but we can see it with our own eyes. There's tons and tons of video. And it's sad because in the beginning, I was with BLM. I was like I'm supporting what happened to George Floyd. I'm down with your cause. But then I went on their page, and on their page, they're talking about Marxism, destroying the patriarchal family, the nuclear family. I was like, I'm not about that. You know, I'm a Christian, and those are not values we stand behind.
Black Lives Matter is a scam, okay? Big scam, okay? They've raised billions of dollars, done nothing for the black community.
All money in, no money out.
I've seen Black Lives Matter go to South Chicago, for example, and say,
Nope.
We're gonna build you guys a community center so the kids could, have somewhere to have fun or whatever. We're gonna give you guys a nice school. We're gonna help the low-income black family. Billions of dollars, bro. They haven't raised anything. They haven't done anything for black communities. So they're a big scam. All right. They want to tear down the nuclear family. They don't care about black men. Okay. They only come out when criminals get killed. All right. 50 people got shot in Chicago. 8 dead. No outrage, no Black Lives Matter, nothing. This past weekend, 50 people got shot. No outrage, no nothing. So these guys don't really care about Black Lives Matter. They're trying to push a narrative, and if it doesn't fit the narrative, they don't care if it's 100 people dead. If 2 people die and it fits their narrative, they don't care about the 100 people who died. They'll go with the 2 people who died because it fits their narrative.
You look at the search history, BLM, Black Lives Matter, that spikes in 2016, 2020. So every election, you kind of bring that group out, and they try them out, and they just, try to deceive the entire black community, it seems like.
I've never been a Democrat, ever. I've always been a Republican since I could vote. Some of the pushback you get is you get the name calling, you get the cussing, you get the coon, but you get what you see right here.
It comes with the territory.
Right here is the evidence of ignorance, because when you don't have an intellectual conversation, all you do is throw insults.
Yep.
Black Lives Matter has been lying about our police officers in this nation, and minorities are dying because of this vicious media lie that police officers are somehow an existential.
Look at that evil cop. Oh my God.
I support defunding the police. I will never support lawlessness. That is insane. I encourage these people that want to defund the police, go to another country and see how the police system is over there.
Yeah.
Go to another country and try to call 911 at 2 o'clock in the morning when you need help, and then come back to your inner city and try to defund the police. That's the dumbest narrative out there, and black people don't want to defund the police. It's the white BLM organization that wants the police gone from the inner cities, so black people can continue to have high crime and lower education and continue to kill each other. That's why they want the police out. We don't want,
because they want to.
We want more.
See, the thing is, they want a reason to continue to feel bad for black people. That's really all this BLM, this Democrat movement is. It's really just, how can we keep black people on the system, in the government system, dependent for as long as possible. That's why they push shit like food stamps. That's why they push, keeping our population low with Planned Parenthood. That's why they make sure that they want to defund the cops, like he said, in black neighborhoods. Why? Because they want high crime rates. They want no fathers there. They want low population. They don't want us to grow. They really don't. And then as you look and see, like even with BLM, why is all the riots happening in black neighborhoods, right? Why are they inciting black people to go and burn down their own neighborhoods, right? Why would you burn down your own businesses or your own brother's business because some white man killed a black man in 3 states away? It's foolishness. But like he said before, they get us with emotion. They get us all riled up in the head so that way we go out here and do dumb shit so that way they could turn around and be like, look at them niggas. That's really all it comes down to. It's sad to say, but it's just another form of racism. But they twist it. They use our emotions against us. You feel me? They'll tell us one thing, they'll paint somebody evil on TV and have us go act a fool against them. Meanwhile, they're making money off it the whole time. So at the end of the day, when they talk about systemic racism, it's usually the people that are talking about how there's systemic racism in the world. Those are the ones that are actually doing it. It's the people that are saying, oh, so-and-so is evil, so-and-so is racist. You know why they're saying that? So you don't look and investigate them. If you point the finger over there, there's probably 4 more fingers pointing back at you. But the reason is they want to make sure everybody's looking the other way so nobody looks at what they're doing. Like he said, you feel me? They call Donald Trump racist, but what does Joe Biden actually do? If you don't vote for me, you're not black, right? He said he don't want his kids to go to school in a racial jungle, basically saying he's for segregation. He's against integration. He don't want blacks and whites to mix. So he's saying, I don't want my kids to go to school around black folks. You know why? Because he don't like black folks. That's why he signed the 94 crime bill. Just like he said with Kamala. That's why she was locking up black folks left and right. These people really do not care about black people. And so when they get on, when these people get up here and try to give you this emotional sob story about hope and change and how they're going to change the black community, it's not for the better. It definitely is not for the better. Because if you look at their track record, 47 years in office, and Joe Biden, the only thing he's responsible for is that crime bill. Kamala Harris, all her years, her affair in office, all that shit, that's all she's known for is her affair and locking niggas up. And that is even worse. You want somebody who made the 94 bill, and you guys want somebody who's locking niggas up under it. Why would you ever vote for that shit? Why? Ever? Like, and if you're still against Donald Trump, at this point, it's just like, look, 47 years. You cannot, I'll put it in perspective for you. If you hired somebody to do a job for you, say to put up a house, right? And in 47 years, the only thing they've ever done is built a shitty door, they're fired. They're fired. That's all you can produce in 40 years. Let me take my chances with somebody else. You feel me? So when they talk about leaving the plantation, leaving the Democrat plantation, that's really all it comes down to. The people who started the KKK, the people who started all the racist laws in America, why would you ever want to vote for them? You get me? And looking at their policies, not even the racist policies, just looking at their regular policies, right? They want to tax people. They want to tax Social Security. They want universal health care, which is paid for how? By taxes. Everything is tax, because they want to keep people poor and they want to keep people dependent on the government. That's the game they play. And if you cannot wake up to that, then you will be stuck on that metaphorical plantation. But if you are willing to take a chance and swallow that red pill, you get me? Take a chance and maybe open your eyes. There's a whole new world to see out there. And if you're willing to join Blexit, or if you're willing to join this movement, go ahead and leave a like down below and just let me know how you guys feel about this whole thing, about this video in general. But I guess with that being said, I'm just gonna end it right here. I hope you guys liked the video. Like, subscribe for more of this kind of content, and hit the bell down below for notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right.